John F. Kennedy, or JFK, was the 35th President of the United States. He is remembered not just for his life, but also for the tragic way his life ended. JFK was born into a famous family called the Kennedys. They were very wealthy and powerful. Many Americans looked up to them as an example of success and leadership. The Kennedy family started from simple beginnings. JFK's grandparents moved from Ireland to the U.S. They worked very hard to give their family a better future. JFK's father, Joseph Kennedy, became very rich. He made his fortune through business and smart investments. He wanted his sons to do great things in life. Joseph Kennedy was always teaching his children to be brave and work hard. He dreamed that one of his sons would grow up to become President of the United States. JFK was not the first son. His older brother, Joseph Jr., was supposed to become president. But Joseph Jr. died in a plane crash, which changed the Kennedy family's plans. After Joseph Jr.'s death, JFK's father told him he had to follow the dream instead. Even though JFK was unsure, he decided to try and make his father proud. The Kennedys were a big family. JFK had many brothers and sisters, including Bobby and Ted Kennedy. They all worked together to help each other's dreams come true. The Kennedy family became so famous that some people called them American royalty. They were seen as a symbol of the American dream and hard work paying off. Even though the Kennedys were rich, they also faced many challenges. Some people didn't like them because they were Irish Catholics. At that time, many Americans thought Irish Catholics didn't belong among the rich and powerful, but the Kennedys never gave up on their dreams. This made JFK's father even more determined. He wanted to show everyone that his family could achieve anything. And he passed this strong spirit to his children. JFK learned a lot from his father's lessons. He grew up believing that no matter how hard life gets, you must keep working toward your goals. His family supported each other through both good and bad times. They believed that their hard work and unity would help them succeed. This idea of never giving up helped JFK throughout his life. It gave him the strength to face tough challenges during his career and as president. John F. Kennedy, or Jack, was born on May 29, 1917. He was the second oldest of 9 children in the Kennedy family. His parents, Joseph and Rose, had big hopes for all their kids. Jack was a happy child, but he often got very sick. He had illnesses like scarlet fever and whooping cough. Many people thought he might not survive childhood. Even though he was often in pain, Jack stayed cheerful. His brothers and sisters said he was always smiling, making jokes, and enjoying life. Jack's older brother, Joseph Jr., was strong and talented. His parents believed that Joseph Jr. would become president one day. Everyone called him the family's golden boy. Unlike his brother, Jack was not as serious about school. He didn't always get the best grades, but he loved to read and write, especially about history and politics. Even though Jack was sick often, he stayed active and played sports. His parents wanted all their children to be both smart and physically strong. Jack loved playing with his siblings, especially his brother Bobby. They were very close and did everything together. The Kennedy children had a lot of fun as a big family. Jack also liked to play pranks. At school, he created a group called the Muckers Club. They played silly tricks on their teachers and classmates. Even though Jack was not the best student, he had a curious mind. He loved to learn new things and read many books about the world. Jack's father taught him that life could be hard, but that hard work was the way to succeed. He wanted all his children to aim high and dream big. Jack had to deal with teasing because his family was Irish. Other kids called him names, but Jack never let it bother him. He stayed proud of who he was. Instead of being upset, Jack made a club for kids who were also teased. They called themselves muckers and had fun playing jokes together. Even though Jack had fun, his health was a real problem. He spent a lot of time in hospitals, trying to feel better. Doctors didn't think he would live long. His family helped him through the hard times. They encouraged him to stay strong, even when he was in pain. Jack learned not to complain and kept smiling. These lessons of staying strong helped Jack later in life. Even as an adult, he kept a positive attitude, no matter what problems he faced. Jack Kennedy went to a school called Choate Rosemary Hall. His older brother, Joe Jr., was popular, smart, and athletic. Jack felt very different from his brother. Joe Jr. got straight A's and played football. Jack didn't get good grades, except in English and history, but he was good at making friends. Jack didn't like to follow rules. He enjoyed life, knowing every day might be his last because of his health. He focused on having fun and staying active. Jack made the most of school by starting the Muckers Club. This group played pranks and became famous on campus for being funny and daring. Jack's tricks got him into trouble. He almost got kicked out of school after planning a prank, but his father stepped in and saved him from being expelled. Jack's father taught him that rules didn't always apply to people like the Kennedys. He believed the family could use money and power to fix problems. After school, Jack attended Harvard University, just like his father. Even though he had back problems, Jack stayed active by swimming and sailing. Jack was known as a ladies' man, but he also took his studies seriously. He wrote about politics and showed a deep interest in world events. During his senior year, Jack wrote a book called Why England Slept. It became very popular and made people see him as a smart, young thinker. When World War II began, Jack joined the U.S. Navy, but he had to hide his back injury to pass the medical test. His father helped him get in. Jack became the leader of a small boat called PT-109. Even though he was often in pain, he worked hard and took good care of his men. One night, a Japanese ship hit Jack's boat, and it sank. Jack swam for hours to save his crew, pulling one injured man by holding his life jacket in his teeth. Jack and his men swam to a small island and waited to be rescued. Jack's courage saved their lives, and he became a war hero. After the rescue, Jack returned home, but he was weak and hurt. He had to wear a back brace and walk with a cane because of his injuries. Jack received a medal for his bravery. Even though he was in pain, his family celebrated his return and called him a hero for saving his men. After returning from the war, Jack wanted to relax and write. But his father had bigger plans. He wanted Jack to become a politician. Jack started small by running for the U.S. House of Representatives. His family helped with his campaign, working hard to make sure he won. Jack's charm and his family's support helped him win easily. Soon after, he moved up and became a U.S. Senator, gaining more power in politics. While Jack was building his career, he met a young woman named Jacqueline Bouvier. Everyone called her Jackie. She was beautiful, smart, and spoke many languages. Jack and Jackie got married in 1953. The public admired them. People thought they were a perfect couple, young and full of hope for the future. Jackie became a great support to Jack. She also worked as a journalist before they got married, and she was well known for her elegant style and charm. In 1960, Jack decided to run for president. At only 43 years old, he became the Democratic Party's nominee. He was young and full of new ideas. People loved Jack because he seemed like an ordinary man, even though he came from a rich family. He made an effort to meet workers and connect with regular Americans. Jack's energy and his promise to bring change won him the election. In 1961, He became the 35th President of the United States. As First Lady, Jackie helped Jack by translating documents from other countries. She also redecorated the White House, which made her very popular. The public loved Jackie's sense of fashion. Her pictures appeared in many magazines. Together, she and Jack became one of America's favorite couples. Jack and Jackie had 2 children, Carolyn and John Jr. Jack loved being a father. His children often played in the White House and made him smile. Despite his happy family life, Jack had health problems and personal struggles. He also had affairs with other women, which hurt Jackie. Even though Jackie knew about these affairs, she stayed with Jack to protect his career. She wanted their family to remain strong in the public's eyes. Life in the White House was not easy, but Jack and Jackie tried to enjoy every moment. They knew they were lucky to be part of history. In 1961, the U.S. government told JFK about a secret plan to remove Cuba's leader, Fidel Castro. The plan was called the Bay of Pigs, but it failed. The failed mission made Castro very angry. He asked for help from the Soviet Union, a powerful country, and they sent nuclear weapons to Cuba. This led to the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. Many feared there would be a nuclear war between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, which could have been deadly. JFK had to act quickly to stop the threat. He talked with Soviet leaders and made a deal. Cuba would remove the weapons if the U.S. promised not to invade. The crisis ended without war, and people saw JFK as a smart and calm leader. His quick actions saved many lives and prevented nuclear disaster. This event made JFK more respected worldwide. He became known as a leader who could handle dangerous situations without starting a war. JFK's time as president was not just about war. He wanted the U.S. to explore space and promised that Americans would land on the moon one day. This idea excited many Americans. They believed in JFK's vision of progress and hope. His leadership helped push the U.S. ahead in the space race. People admired JFK not only for his ideas, but also for his kindness. He truly cared about making life better for ordinary people. Even though JFK had big plans, he faced many challenges. He knew the Vietnam War was dangerous, and he didn't want the U.S. to get deeply involved. Some people criticized him, saying he was weak on communism. But JFK wanted peace, not more war. He believed diplomacy was better than fighting. Many believed that if JFK had lived, the U.S. might not have fought such a long war in Vietnam, and fewer American soldiers would have lost their lives. On November 22, 1963, JFK was riding in a car through Dallas, Texas. He was waving to the crowd and sitting next to his wife, Jackie. Suddenly, gunshots were fired. JFK was hit in the neck and head. The car rushed to the hospital, but the doctors could not save him. JFK's death shocked the whole world. People couldn't believe their young and beloved president was gone. The nation was heartbroken. Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in as the new president on the same day. The country needed a leader to calm the people during this difficult time. Police arrested a man named Lee Harvey Oswald and said he was the one who shot JFK. Oswald was known to have strange ideas and ties to the Soviet Union. But before Oswald could be questioned, a man named Jack Ruby shot and killed him. This made people wonder if there was more to the story than they were told. Many people believed there was a bigger plan, or conspiracy, behind JFK's death. The government created a group called the Warren Commission to study what happened. The Warren Commission said Oswald acted alone, but many people did not believe this. Some thought other groups, like the CIA, might have been involved. To this day, many theories about JFK's death remain. No one knows the full truth, and his death is still one of the biggest mysteries in U.S. history. After JFK's death, his family and the American people had to find a way to heal. Jackie became a symbol of strength, staying calm for her children and the nation. Many people still wonder what the world would have been like if JFK had lived. Some believe he could have brought peace and avoided the Vietnam War. JFK's memory lives on through books, movies, and monuments. His words and ideas continue to inspire people to dream big and work for a better future.